Hi, my name is Bianca and this is my YouTube channel all about cross stitch, she.bee.stitching, and welcome if you are new, welcome back if you are returning, and thank you so much if you are. Today is Friday, May 2nd, and yeah, this video is late, so I should have recorded on 20th, 21 April, and I didn't. So I didn't because I was busy trying to get my house set up and ready and get packed because I actually went to Japan for a quick vacation. I went there to meet my husband, so we were out there doing the tourist thing, and I'm back. So I have quite a few projects to talk about. I have a few plans to talk about. I am recording in a different location because it's like 10 o'clock at night right now, so I'm not gonna have daylight, and I moved the camera over this way because I kept getting the shadow of the cell phone. I'm recording on my cell phone, so I kept getting a shadow when I would hold projects up. So hopefully, I mean, the shadow's here now instead of here in the center, but hopefully this is better for right now. So yeah, I had a lot of goals last month and I did not complete. I only did like half of my goals, which is fine, because I hit like my most important goal. So we'll see how. I feel like May is going to be a good month. May is going to be a good month. So let's get started with Halloween at Hawker and Hollow. My goal for this whole year has been, well, my goal for this year is to finish the second row, and I am still on the first square of the second row, which is okay. So I am like 2 months behind, a month and a half behind now, because it's 4 squares. I'm trying to do 1 square every 3 months. So last time I was on here, I had barely finished like the bottom of the block, and now this is where I am. This is on 16 count Aida that I lightly tea-dyed myself, and I'm doing this with 2 strands. And yeah, so last month I had only finished like up to here, I think, maybe up to here. So I put in work. I got the octopus in, I got the bottom of the mermaid. These fish are in a toile, so they're not completely finished. I haven't filled that in, the necklace in. And I did change all these colors too. The fish are different colors, the mermaid and the octopus are different colors. But I put in work on this. I was stitching quite a lot. I went back to like my minimum of 2 threads a day, and I feel like that gave me a lot of progress. So yeah, I feel like I can finish this month. So yeah, I'm gonna try to finish this month. Okay, I'm gonna be going a little bit faster than I usually do. I always speak faster than I think I am, but I'm pretty tired. I'm still tired from the traveling. I guess I'm not like jet lagged or anything, but I live in Colorado, so the altitude like really got to me this time around coming back. So yeah, I've just been drinking a lot of water and like sleeping. Okay, so the next project I want to talk about is my Halloween Quaker by Leela's Studio. I didn't hold up the chart for Halloween at Hawker and Hollow, but that's fine. So this is Halloween Quaker. Last month that I was on here, I was struggling to... This project is a struggle. It's my fault because the fabric is really dark and I don't stitch with the best lighting, so I'm like constantly miscounting. But that's fine, live and learn. So, excuse me. Last time I was on here, I had finished this motif and I had realized that this one was off because this was off, so I had decided to rip everything out. So I ripped out the entire spider that I had. So I went back and I finished this, and even though it's off one here, I'm fine with that. I'm not gonna pick any of this out. So anyways, I finished this circle of the spiders. I do have to go back and like finish like a leg here or something, and like finish closing off this, because this is where I was actually gonna put a bead there and then to mark the spider web across, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that anymore. But anywho, so I finally finished this circle of spiders, And then I went back up here and I started working on this motif here. So this motif and this motif here are with the same thread. So yeah, that's as far as I got. Not a lot of work, but because I had to pick everything out from the spiders, I feel like I should be further along on this than I am. But it's fine. I have all the colors picked out and everything, so I should be good to go with this for the next month. Okay, next is my Spread the Love by Emma Congdon. My friend Michelle and I are working on this. We are attending a retreat in September, and we kind of want to have this done for the brag table. So this needs to be finished by like the end of August, so we can have time like the first week of September to get a frame. So the goal is to do 2 jars a month with a little bit of overlap because there's a lot of back stitching in here that needs to be done. So last month I think I had just finished the outline. I just finished the outline of this jar here. So for April, I needed to have this jar and this jar complete. So here we are. I completely finished this jar, well, except for the back stitching. So I finished this jar here, and then I went down and I finished the blueberry jar. This is on 14 count Aida with 2 strands. She's doing hers on 14 count 2 strands, but like a white fabric. So it's going to be really fun to see the contrast in between both of our projects when they're next to each other. So yeah, I am on target with this. So tomorrow I'm going to start on the next 2 jars. And I did cheat a little bit because I think I had this color here is the same color here. So I just went back and forth with the extra thread that I had. So I just got a teeny bit of a head start on this big jar because this jar is like the biggest one in the pattern, which is cool. Okay, next project that I have a teeny tiny bit of progress. So Glendon Place, Sleepy Hollow. This is on 18 count Haunted by Picture This Plus. Last time I was on here, I had just finished like I had finished like the horse's leg, and then I had done like I had gone along the 310 to map out the bottom of the tail. So I literally only put like 1 more thread, I think 1 or maybe 2 threads into this, and I decided to keep going here and then start with the border. My plan for this is to come down with the border in the middle here. In the border, there's like there's a pumpkin and a skeleton and a bat, and I want to come, across here and fill these in so I know for sure that I'm correct with my counting, and cut across. So once I cut across this corner here, I think I'm gonna go back to the horse and start like filling this out. I am thinking about cheating with the variegation on the grass and just using like 1 thread that's variegated instead of, I think it calls for like 4 different grains maybe, which I don't want to do. So yeah, tiny bit of progress. But so this was my birthday start like last year, I think, and my birthday's tomorrow, so I haven't really gotten anything done on this. So once I finish Spread the Love and catch up on my Halloween at Huck and Hollow, I think I'm gonna make this like a focus piece and do like two threads a day so I can have continuous progress on it. So we'll see. Okay, next project is Unexpected Visitor by Night Spirit Studio. This is what it looks like. I am doing this on 18 count Aida, gray 18 count Aida, and I am doing this like with a mix, not a mix, so let me just show you. It's all wrinkly. So I took this with me on my trip, so I try to get like some work done on this one, so it's still like, it's super creased from the hoop. Last time I was on here, I only had the red outline done. So I decided to start here in this corner. So I just went up and then came across. Oh no, sorry. I started in this corner. It's backwards. I'm filming backwards. So when you see it, it'll be like right ways. So I started in this corner. So from the red, I threw in the white and the black. And this border here is done with one strand of 310 DMC. And the rest of this pattern I'm going to do in sulky. So it's only 3 colors, the black, the white, and the red. So those 3 colors are sulky, and I'm enjoying it. This project and the next project I'm going to talk about are the first ones that I've used with sulky, and so far so good. I really like how it's only 1 strand, so it was super easy for me to have this on the airplane. And one thing that I actually did is I have like this flannel sheet, and I took a bunch of needles and pre-threaded them, and then just stuck them, excuse me, and then I stuck them in here. So everything was ready to go, and then like once I finished them, I just put them to the side. So literally I would just pull the needle out and have my thread ready to go. So this is flannel. So I think it's like 3 layers of flannel. So I was able to stick this in the top layer and still have that buffer in case like the needle did come out or whatever. But I literally just folded it up and put it in my cross stitch bag, and it was awesome. I'm so glad that I did that before I left, because I was able to get a head start on my projects and have everything ready to go. Okay, let's see, I have been talking for 12 minutes. All right, next whip is Got the Morbs, and that is by Modern Silk Embroidery. This is what she looks like. I am stitching mine on 18 count purple Aida with, I think, 1147 maybe, sulky thread. And this is where I'm currently at. Last time I was on here, I think I was only done with like this section here, this corner. So I've been able to put in like this triangle here, and then I started working towards the center. This is the center right here. So this is a really teeny tiny project. Yeah, I'm enjoying this so far as well. This is my first tone on tone project, and I'm glad I went with purple because I'm not bored of it. So there's that. The next project is one that I also took with me on the plane, and I don't have the cover photo for. This is, I'm not sure if this is 16 or 18 count Aida that I dyed myself a long time ago, and it is called Introverted by, I think, Stony Creek Designs, and this is where I am at. So last time I was on here, I just had the bottom text done, and literally I think the day before I left, I had just started like with this R here, and while I was gone, I was able to do like the second half of the words and then start here. So yeah, I ended up changing all the colors pretty much, and I can't remember what the bottom font is, but the top is 154. And I'm really glad how much of a contrast it is against the lilac that's down there. So yeah, super excited with how this is coming along. I think for this next month, I'm going to try to like finish the text on top so I can have like a really, really nice head start. Okay, then I have 2 new starts. So I was watching, I think Marjorie Maid or maybe she.bee.stitching Stitches, I think one of those 2, and they were talking about their thread end projects, and I had never heard of that before, so I wanted to hop in on that. I am somebody that saves the bottom of my threads, and I save like the ends of my threads and I put them back on my bobbin, because you never know when you're going to need like the thread for like 2 or 3 more stitches. So I reorganized all my floss because I had a huge haul of floss that I put on bobbins, and I was able to reorganize everything. And I literally just went along and took the extra threads that I had And for the past like 2 months, month and a half, I've been collecting like the ends of my threads instead of putting them back on the bobbins. So I have, let's see, I have piles and piles of cross stitch stuff everywhere here. Okay. So I have just been sticking like my thread ends in here. So these are all the projects I've been working on, and it's really funny because you can, like, this purple's from Introverted, this orange is from my Stitch for Pride sale, the blues are from the Halloween Hawk Hollow, and I decided on a pattern from an old Just Cross Stitch magazine from, let's see, I think this is like December of like, let's see, 2008. December of 2008. The pattern is called ABC Come Stitch With Me, and it's by Gloria Moore of Milady's Needles. Milady's Needle. And the project that I am working on, so this is a set, but I decided to work on like this one right here. So I'm doing the ruler part, and I just decided to choose this project because it's really simple and I don't really have to think about it. And I wouldn't have to be like fussy with the threads where I'm putting them. And I'm doing mine, I think this is a 14 count. It's just like literally a scrap of Aida that I had. And let's see. This is where I'm at so far. Oh, I need something else to put behind. Whoops. This is where I'm at so far. I don't really stitch a lot of colored projects, but with Halloween and Hawk Hollow and like a couple other things that I'm working on, it's really fun to see that I do have some colors in there. Yeah. It doesn't look like much now, but it will soon. And like I literally said, this is just a scrap of Aida. Like you can see here that I was practicing, what is this, my blanket stitch, I think? I was practicing my blanket stitch on here. And then I found the scrap and I was like, oh, well, that's fine. Like, it's not going to harm anybody if it's like partially blanket stitched. And I just started working away on this. So yeah, that's been pretty fun. Okay, and then, let's see. The last whip, actually, this is a new start and I'm almost finished with it. I literally worked on this nonstop for like probably a day or two. And it is called, let's see, I thought I had, here we go. It's Miss Cross Stitch, and it's by Stitchy Princess on Etsy. This is one of my 12 projects that I want to like start and hopefully finish this year. And that is what she looks like. I am doing this on, I think it's like 16 count fog or something like that. And oops, here we go. Here is where I'm at. Guys, I'm almost done with this. I did make a few color changes, quite a few color changes. For example, I changed the cat to be a black cat. This motif is completely different color. I ended up changing some of the oranges for red just because I really like red. So the red button. But she looks so good. She's kind of creepy right now because she doesn't have any eyes. But that's totally fine. Yeah. So the only thing I have left to do is, I think there's like a needle here. And then I started the border down here, but this border goes all the way around. And let me see. I think that's it. I think that's all I have left to do. Oh, and then the scissors. No, those are buttons in the prop. Yeah, those are buttons. So yeah, the border, the needle, and her face. The border, the needle, and her face. So cute. I will say that I am not a fan of this. It is so soft. I know a lot of people prefer the soft Aida. I can't do it. I kept like yanking it and I kept feeling like I was gonna rip it. So was it last year or the year before? I ordered a bunch of like small samples of fabric off 123 Stitch So I'm slowly, this is the first one that I've been able to find a pattern that fits on it. So I'm going to go through those and find patterns that go on them so I can like use this fabric up, because it's been sitting there for like 2 years now. And I'm not a fan of it, so I don't know if it's because I'm used to like super starched Aida from Amazon, but I actually prefer like the stiffer fabric right now, at least. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a finish for next month. Manifesting it. Definitely a finish. Okay, so that was it for whips, my 2 new starts, and let's see, let's take my notes. So my hard goals for next month are to finish that Halloween and Hollow block, my 2 jars for my jelly jar Sal, and finish Miss Cross Stitch by Stitchy Princess. I feel like those 3, having 3 hard goals for this month is going to really keep me focused. There are 2 new starts that I actually do have planned for this month. Actually, I had a new start planned for today, but the day got away from me. Like I said, it's like probably like 10:30. Yeah, it's like 10:30 right now. So the day got away from me, so I haven't been able to start it because I've been struggling with my fabric choice for this. So I was watching Sheldon Stitches. Sheldon Stitches. I was watching his videos, and he mentioned that he was going to be at Stitch North, which cool, and he had a planned new start that was also going to be part of a Sal, which is hashtag halfwaytohalloweensal. Everything I stitch is pretty much Halloween, so I have to jump on this train. And I couldn't decide what project to start because, like I said, almost all of my projects are Halloween related, or like spooky, or there's a ghost in there or something. And I couldn't decide what project to start, so I pulled this out from my 12 starts that I'm planned for the year. And it is Whispered by the Wind. The designer's Whispered by the Wind, and this collection is called Moonrays. There's 4 ornaments in this chart. There's 4 ornaments, and I really want to start with either this one or this one. And I'm really torn with what fabric to put this on. I wanted to do it like on gray, but everything is in here stitched in gray. It's like either gray or like the light tan. So I'm having a hard time finding something that will contrast with all of the different grays. I did pull this fabric out, which is 16 count, Picture This Plus Cauldron. And that's what she looks like. And it definitely, to me, it looks blue on camera. But it's like not, it's like gray. I don't know. I really like this piece of fabric, and I haven't found anything to put on it. But I just feel like the thread isn't popping off of it. It's not popping. And if it's not popping, I don't know. Usually my go-to is black, but there's a lot of black in these little small patterns. And they're not big patterns either. I think, let's see. So the ornament that I want to start with is 48 by 67. So if I don't have something that contrasts enough, it's not going to look right. And I hate stitching on white, so I can't go with the white either. So black and white are out. This fabric is like too blue. This fabric is too green. Yeah, this is too green. It looks blue on camera, but it's more green in person. So yeah, I'm not sure yet. Maybe if I do it, let's see. Maybe if I do it on this. Sorry, there we go. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do that, but that is going to be my hashtag halfway to Halloween start once I figure out what fabric I'm going to use. And then the last thing I want to talk about is tomorrow is my birthday. So my cross stitch no bite is officially over tomorrow. I did cheat a little bit because on yesterday, I went to my craft meetup, and they had a whole bunch of 18 count Ada out, and I had like $5 in my pocket, so I just bought it. So technically I didn't make it until my birthday for my cross stitch no buy. However, from January to May 3rd or May 1st, that is a long time for quite a lot of people. As much as I love watching hauls and stuff, I was getting overwhelmed with all the stuff that I have. Now that I have started and I feel like I have pretty good progress on a bunch of stuff, I feel a tiny bit better. Tomorrow I'm going to be going to a local fabric store that has Ada and linen. I did call and asked if they had 20 count Ada, and they said that they did. So for my birthday I'm going to go there and see what I can find. I have quite a few really big projects that I want to start, and I have the fabric for 18 count, but I kind of want to try doing more of my bigger projects on 20 count because there's a full coverage project that I want to I really want it for Christmas. So I'm thinking about getting that Contessa with squid for Christmas. So I feel like if I start doing bigger projects on 2022 count, then when I get that project, I'll be better prepared for like a 25, 28 count. I'm not sure. So that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. I'm trying not to be super hard on myself for not reaching my goals this past month because I've had a lot going on. So hopefully this month will be more chill and I'll be able to get a lot more stitching done. And yeah, I'm going to be staying home a lot because I feel like being gone and being in Japan literally took a lot out of me. There were so many people there. There was so much walking. You were constantly like on alert, trying to make sure that you were on the right train or walking to the right bus line. We did get on the wrong bus a couple times, and you know, that's fine. It's part of the adventure. So let's see, I've been talking for 27 minutes now. So yeah, hopefully you have had a lot of time to be stitching and relaxing. I know the weather is turning quite warm for a lot of people in the States, at least. Well, I don't know, wherever you are. So nice weather for nice stitching. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble and talk too fast. Everybody that is at Stitch North right now, I can't wait to see like their hauls. I can't wait to see what their table mates got, or like the little gifts. I have a few ideas of what I want to stitch for my smalls exchange for our retreat. I still have a little bit of time, but with all the stuff that I have going on, I want a head start, and I want to attempt to make a pillow. I have a sewing machine and my skills are very, very limited. Like all I know how to do, and I barely know how to do that, is like do the edges for my fabric. So if I can make a pillow with like a practice pattern and like perfect it before the retreat, that would make me feel a lot better. Because some of y'all are so talented. All the things that you guys make, it's crazy. It's like, I don't know how you become so skilled and how you have the imagination for like the color combinations and the fabric choices. So I need to get on a higher level here, and yeah, I need to level up. So anywho, stay safe, stay stitching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.